John Dunnigan from Bloomsdale, Missouri.
What's this truck?
It's a 1985 359 Peterbilt.
That you have just finished building, I'm guessing?
Yes, we just finished it. The first truck I ever bought, I was 18 when I bought it. 99 is when first year I got it. Exactly what I wanted. Completely different color and all.
What color did it start out as?
It was maroon with black fenders on it.
Same paint? Different paint scheme?
Different paint scheme, just solid maroon, just black fenders onto it, black frame. 220 wheelbase. The 400 Cummins, big cam 3 with 13 speed.
You bought it?
390s, yeah. Yeah, it's the first one I bought.
Sorry, I interrupted you as you're saying all the stats, but I'm stuck on that. Have you owned it since you were 18?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. And have you worked it since
I did.
then?
Well, I have. I worked it as first, which I couldn't get insured onto it to drive it at first, so.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but then once I could get insured, I drove it. I've run it all over. I hauled containers out of Long Beach, California. Hauled a A109 howitzer tank to Limestone, Maine with it. Miami's, just nothing out northwest. About Green River, Wyoming is about as far west as I went.
How many miles have you put on it, you think?
I have put roughly 500,000 in that ballpark on it since I've had it.
When's the last time you worked it, or is it still?
It was in 2006. I worked it then, and I was staying out a couple weeks at a time, so the bunk was a little bit small, so I bought a newer truck. Yeah, then I parked it in, 06, yeah. Parked it in and started running other trucks.
So what was the motivation to redo it?
Always wanted to. And buddy James Stiegel, he's got Stiegel's Truck Repair. He met him, and he was all about doing them. He liked 359s. So well, let's do it, So
how long was the start to end
it was
process?
2018 is when I drove it down to his shop and parked it, and it was just kind of tinkered, done a little bit here and a little bit there, and then probably in the past year and a half we really got serious about doing it, and it was going to be nothing like this here. It was just going to be a
simple restoration.
Yes, yeah, let's just put some fresh paint on it.
Was this the color you were planning on from the beginning?
No, I was thinking Starsky and Hutch, just red with a white stripe.
So what happened?
So we got thinking, let's do something different. So on Smokey and the Bandit, the very first truck, the A model Kenworth, the coolest one in there, we seen the colors of it, and that's what we want to go with. And so we researched the yellow color, and from 77, Kenworth had 2 yellows, I believe it was. One of them was chrome yellow. I'm like, well, that guy went with chrome yellow. There wasn't no way he went with a different one. So we had to mix it and come up with that color, and that was our start. We were going to do Seminole, but it's Peterbilt, so it didn't really look cool. So.
You did your research. I appreciate that.
A little bit. A little bit. And the white, so we decided to go with an ivory white, or a pearl white, excuse me. Just as a Ford color. It's we'll do that, give it a little bit different color. And
what's the name of this yellow? Do you know?
Now I think it's off of a Mercedes-Benz. It's one of their colors.
What is your favorite thing about the restoration, about how it's turned out?
Well, we just really got it done 2 days ago. So I'd say driving it.
And this was its first drive?
Yeah, I took it for a drive. Yeah, that was.
And you drove it all the way here, I assume. It didn't get trailered?
No, we trailered it. We knew how Louisville would be, so it was we better trailer it and not get all the bugs and grease and stuff on things.
Do you plan on working it a little bit?
Yes. Yeah, I want to show it this year without really driving it much, try and keep it as straight and right as we can.
Where else do you plan on taking it this year?
Oh, well, we're kicking around going to Wildwood. I'm all booked up through then. Definitely want to try the Shell Rotella. I always thought that'd be cool if you could get on the calendar, be a neat thing.
Well, then you're parked in the right spot. Your neighbor.
Yep. And then the color, I'm like, maybe that'll give us a one-up on them or something.
I have always liked yellow trucks for some reason. It's just something different, right? So, Is this its name, I assume?
Yeah, we decided to go with Afternoon Delight.
Because of the song?
Yeah.
Or Anchorman?
Yeah, you don't have to wait till the middle of the night, you know.
Now, I know you've put all this hard work into cleaning it for the majority of today, and I'm sure well before that. Could I bother you to open the hood for a second? Is it still just for...
Yeah, if I can get James over here to help me out.
He's going to think you're tricking him into talking. While you do that, can I look inside?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Chris Gebhardt, he did all the interior inside of here.
That copper color is really nice. Right here on the door and the stripe.
So, and this is what we've heard, that whatever color the carpet is for a 359, the door jambs are supposed to be that color.
Uh-huh. See,
So
like I said, you did your research.
Yeah. Yep. I hope we're right.
Are you anywhere near Sykeston? There's a show there in April.
I'm 100 miles north of there.
You know about the Swamp East show?
I've heard of that, yes.
Yep. It's the 12th and 13th, I think, this year. I'm planning on being there.
If I can, I'd love to make it if I could.
It's at least worth driving there for the fried chicken.
Yeah, we took the original 13-speed out and put a 6 4 Spicer into it.
Was this your first time with two sticks?
Yes.
So how was that driving experience?
That's probably why we hauled it over here.
Have you figured it out or done a little bit more?
Well, I got the second gear coming, from where we pull it off the trailer over to here, so I got that down. So I'll just work on the rest of them another day.
Well, you can also, from what I've heard, I've never tried, you can sort of ignore the auxiliary unless you're hauling a heavy load, right?
That's what they say, and then everybody has kind of like their own, they're telling you numbers and throwing them at you, and it's,
I like the matching pillows and everything too.
Yeah, as my wife and daughter did all that, hooked me up.
Lots of thought and effort.
Yep.
You bought this at 18.
Yes.
Was it nearby, or did you just happen to spot it? And what's the story of how you found it?
My stepmom found it. It was out close to Jefferson City, Missouri. A company that it was called Osage Vans. They did conversion vans, built those. So they had the truck, and then they ended up selling this one and bought a 94 379 to replace it. And then she seen it for sale and went out there and test drove it. And yeah.
The rest is history.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly what I wanted. It was like perfect.
Why a 359 as an 18-year-old?
I always said if Peterbilt made ice cream, that'd be the only ice cream I'd eat. Which now, since 06, I've been nothing but driving Kenworths.
But what kind of ice cream do you eat?
Well, yeah.
That's an important question.
Yeah. Anymore now I don't, but yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about the show is all the ice cream scattered throughout.
Oh, yeah.
Easily accessible ice cream. Wow.
Yeah, and those nuts they have in there, they always smell so good, but they just don't taste like they smell.
And walking around the show lot when everyone's polishing smells good too.
Yeah.
All sorts of good smells here in Kentucky today.
Yeah, it's the original motor. We completely tore it down, sandblasted it, and everything went through every part of it.
You can see my Peterbilt belt buckle reflecting in it too.
Yeah.
How long did this part take?
We were probably, I'd say 6 to 8 months, something like that, on the motor.
You basically got yourself a brand new truck.
Yes, yeah, everything, completely rebuilt it, machined it down, went through the pump, the heads on it, which the head weren't very old at the time. But decided just to do it all, while we had it down. The radiators, the original radiator went through it, and we left it black. and the motor, the Cummins color, you know, I mean, it's just original is what they were, and so what we went with.
Normally people say they're only original once, but I think you could say they're only original twice in this case, right?
Yep.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, we changed the front axle out to a drop axle, and it's a wide track, which took quite a bit of
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, the stripes continue inside the hood, folks. Look at that.
Yep.
Was that like something you had to think about, or a no-brainer? We need to make the inside look just as cool.
Kind of a no-brainer. It was like, yeah, we got to do that. If we're going to do the outside, we got to do the inside, you know. And then doing the firewall, we had to do this. But then inside of here, you can kind of see on the other side maybe, but in here, all the 359s always had these extra holes. So we got Jeff Battler with 12 gauge customs. He made us some custom rings to go in there with they're Honda lights, but they're a watermelon glass lens.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a little something different.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to put them in with the motor or anything in there. It'd be way better with just the cab sitting on the ground.
That's pretty darn neat, though. So since I don't know what the judging experience is like in a show like this, are you able to point out details like that, or is it just something the judges would see, you hope?
I don't know. I brought a truck here 13 years ago and tried it, and I had no clue at all what to do or say, and I really don't. I've heard, you know, some people give me a few tips here and there. We'll try it, see.
Now, I know you've done research to make it old school. Colors, all of those things. Paint schemes, appropriate paint schemes. Have you stuck with the old school everywhere? Does it have underglow light? Which way have you taken it? It's old school.
Nope, there's no
fabulous
underglow. However, the double bubble, or what tiger eyes, I think Kenworth calls them. Everywhere there's one, we did one on the back side of it also. So it does give it...
Back to back?
Yes, yep. Everywhere there's one of those.
The camera can see the things I can't, maybe.
Yep.
Look at that.
So it gives it a little bit of underglow, but it's not like you're dealing with the new style, or...
This is amazing.
It doesn't do rainbows or anything like that. You know, they just light up yellow. But yeah, the other lenses, you know, we changed these out and put the glass lens with LED bulbs in, you know, the 1157s in those.
Did you guys paint it yourself, or did you have it?
Yes, James Stiegel did. Yep. Him and his shop and his guys.
Well, that is beautiful.
Yep.
And what classes did you enter?
We did the limited mileage. Try that.
Perfect lighting right now.
We're really in like all the deck plate. So this is like the first time it's been anywhere. It's all a 304 stainless instead of your old aluminum. You know, you gotta use carpet or something like that to try and polish out. But yeah, it's all 304 stainless deck plate. And then the boxes with Jeff Battler made those for us out of the same diamond plate stainless to look just like the factory 359 boxes, you know, with the step kind of down in it there.
Wow. Well, you've been all over the place under it, cleaning every last bit.
Trying. I got a little bit more to go, I think. It is Louisville, as picky as they are.
That's true. Well, I hope you get the attention that it deserves. It's gorgeous, and I hope you have lots of people tell you that.
Well, thank
you.
This
week. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it.
They're bolted together. And that also came from Smokey the Bandit inspiration?
There was, yes.
I figured
Yep.
because once she said the color, I knew the bumpers had to be part of it too.
Yep.
So 12 gauge made this?
Yes, 12 gauge did. Yep.
Did the
Yeah.
original truck have a double bumper?
Sure
Yeah,
did, yeah.
it did.
The only thing different was that it didn't taper up like here on the edges. It was, it was like
A
straight
mini
across.
gull-wing now.
Yep. And then, they bent around, I think a little bit different on the edges. But yeah, like those fog lights, Perlex fog lights, were from the 70s. They're they've never been on a truck. They're brand new. Buddy of James's had them. He's like, I'll give them to you, but only if you put them on something worthy of having them.
Yes.
He's like, well, I'll put them on here.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah. So yeah, they're
Yeah.
original fog lights from then.
That's sweet.
So then on the back bumper, we done the full light bar, and then below that, Jeff made us one that kind of tapers to mimic this, and then our backup lights are where like the fog lights are up here.